Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is the PAPAJO show where Papa Joe knows. I am your host, Papa Joe. Sorry about moving the mic here. But, anyways, hopefully you guys had an amazing weekend. For me, Friday was crazy. Friday had a lot of stuff going on. I will not go into detail, but it was a rough day. Put it that way. Anyways, we are back into things, back into what's going on. And we're going to be talking about some of the stuff going on in the banking sector today. Um, I wanted you guys to know right off the bat here First Republic trading just halted. Yep, you heard that right. Trading for First Republic just halted. And over the weekend, I attempted to get into some of the stuff on Twitter and all that fun stuff, tried to really share stuff out for you guys. So if you follow me on Twitter, you would have for sure had uh, kept up with what was going on and whatnot there. So, and I know all of you are vigilant, amazing people, and you love what you're doing and you're digging into this stuff. So, really do appreciate everything that y'all are doing. So, those of you who are here regularly and in the chat and having a conversation, and I cannot thank you enough. Those of you who are part of the Patreon, again, even more so, thank you. But for today, if you're new, give us a subscribe. We're going to have some fun taking a look at a few things here as we get into the show. So, first things we will jump into and have a conversation about here. Let's put this here and pop this here. And it would help if I added this to the stream. Push the wrong button there. Well, actually, I'll get more viewed that way. Let's do it that way, huh? Shall we? All right, cool. Anyways, so First Republic Bank tanked. It's 15 something, which is actually kind of up a little bit after they halted the trading here. It looks like. So 20 minutes ago, J.P. Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon raising more support for First Republic Bank. They don't want it dying. J.P. Morgan Chief Jamie Dimon leading talks over new First Republic rescue plan. That's after they spent. Oh, where was that statistic? Let's go back over here. In the past, just 14 days ago, I am all over the place. Just 14 days ago, the First Republic Bank was trading at $122. $122. Does that look like they're doing okay? Nope. Doggone it. I keep pushing buttons on my keyboard that are supposed to do things, and they're not doing things today. I had to restart my system, and I think it lost its pegs. Anyhow. So, yeah, today it is, well, they stopped it whenever it dipped down to, what was it, 13 some change, something like that. Anyhow, that is after there was a $30 billion lifeline, bloodline, whatever you want to call it, an attempt to give them a little more liquidity, if you will. JP Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and several others. Yeah, we're seeing another attempt to come in and save their butts. Yeah, you heard that right. So that being said, guys and gals, we're heading down again. It looks like they're heading down again. So they're down. What was the Signature Bank's gone? SVB is gone. Credit Suisse is on the process of being taken over entirely. Yeah, let's go back. Where was Credit Suisse at? They were above. Let's go for the past 1 year. 1 year ago, they were a little bit over whatever, $10, somewhere in that ballpark, I guess. I don't know. Let's go back to the day. Let's go back over here. Go to the day. Let's adjust it accordingly. There we go. All right. So yeah, that's nasty. That happened too. So Credit Suisse is supposedly being taken over by UBS. Supposedly. I don't know how that's going to happen. Apparently UBS got $100 billion whatever line of credit, if you will, from Swiss National Bank to buy Credit Suisse. You'll see what's happening. Like, they're all like, help! And those who are trying to save themselves, whatever you want to call it. Oh, the joys. So, First Republic. This is on Twitter. Again, Twitter is becoming the news now. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, XRP and all that fun stuff is happening. The ISO 20022 is running as well. Let's see. Let's run this back up here. Dip, dip, dip. So, yeah, that's not actually real, but anyways, that's coming too. We got to pay attention to that. So let's go back over here. First Republic continues tanking, but other regional banks are rallying on Monday. What other regional banks? SB cuts its credit rating on First Republic Bank to a B plus, or from B plus, or to B plus. Excuse me, from BB plus, double B plus. On Sunday, after first lowering it to junk status last week, so it cut it even more so. Very interesting. The rating remains on Credit Watch negative and S&P. Gotta love it. First Public shares are down sharply this month as the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank caused investors to rethink other banks with large uninsured deposits. So here we go. Shares of First Public Bank, they are dropping this morning. The stock fell 46% on Monday, adding a decline of more than 80% already this month. As the collapse of SVB caused investors to rethink banks and large, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, it dropped hard. I don't know if this is a live feed or not, but this is a live feed right here. So you can kind of see what it's doing there. Let's zoom in here. Here we go. Sorry about that. Yeah. Also, this week, the Fed meets as bank chaos collides with inflation. The Federal Reserve will decide whether the Federal Reserve will decide whether and by how much to raise interest rates this week at a moment when the path ahead is newly fraught. Yeah. The Federal Reserve entered 2023 with a focus on central goal of wrestling down the rapid inflation. And as they've risen rates, it has done nothing but cause problems. As I have been telling y'all and other people out here on the crypto and whatever, I connect the dots, y'all. I connect the dots. That's what I do on this show. Yeah. We are going to seriously see what's going on here, I think, over the next few days. I'm going to run through my tweets because I know what I have in there. And I think y'all will appreciate will not necessarily appreciate. Hopefully, it will make a lot more sense. Yeah, this is happening in New York right now. Guys, y'all don't be fooled by that. Something's going on. It's a sleight of hand. We'll call it whatever you want to call it. So let's come over here, shall we? So this happened here as well. Something I wanted to point out for y'all. They're so scared of what's happening that they're actually coming after social media or Twitter because of the chaos, if you will. They're blaming it on the chaos because if you've been on Twitter and you've been part of any of the Twitter spaces that have been around, especially by Mario Narfall, very, very well run Twitter spaces. Credit Suisse chairman has questioned the reason for the bank's collapse. He lays the blame on social media. This was a sentiment echoed by the head of the FINMA, I guess that's what it is. She argued that Credit Suisse was a healthy bank, but speculation spread on social media, consequently triggered the crisis. Furthermore, she argued contagion spread from the U.S. had sealed the Swiss bank fate. So, should social media be concerned or censored? Or should banks incorporate the speedy impact of social media into their risk management? They probably should do that. Yeah. Holders of $17 billion of Credit Suisse bonds wiped out under UBS takeover. Guys, UBS is going to buy this, going to take it over. UBS is down too. Okay, let's go back over here. Let's go over here. UBS. I think this is it. I could be wrong, but we'll see. UBS is slightly up, but it's also having trouble too. We'll see what happens. Cancel. Let's go back over here. This is something I really want y'all to remember right now. The Federal Reserve is printing a crap ton of money. All the other banks are somehow coming up with money to bail out, like First Republic Bank. How are they doing that? Actually, how are they actually doing that? Good morning, everyone. The Fed discount window borrowing provides liquidity and stability to the banking system. That discount window opened up, and boy, did it open. It reaches an all-time high, even higher than 2008. Probably nothing, though. Yeah, you'll see that. This is in billions. So over the weekend, they pulled almost $160 billion. Yeah, let's go back over here. Oh yeah, the UBS credit default swaps, by the way, that's the insurance on the default, the swaps are now going vertical. Why is the insurance increasing exponentially? The swaps are blowing up. So who buys out UBS if they have an issue? Good question. Good question, guys. UBS, this is crazy. Look at this. I love this. This one's great. It's official. UBS has announced to take over Credit Suisse with the support of the Swiss government. So the Swiss government doesn't even want Credit Suisse run by the whoever anymore. Some of the highlights are both banks will have unrestricted access to the Swiss National Bank facilities. In other words, in order to make this happen, both banks will be able to draw out of the central bank that just prints the money out of thin air. Both banks can obtain liquidity assistance loans up to $100 billion. CHF backed by the Federal Default Guarantee. Interesting. FINMA, there is a risk of Credit Suisse becoming illiquid. There was a risk. There is a risk. There is a risk, guys. Swiss President Berset is not possible to restore confidence in Credit Suisse. Yep, nope. Very interesting. Credit Swiss government grants 9.79 billion guarantee on Credit Suisse losses. Their unrealized losses are bigger than anything else, guys. This is what people are not realizing. Oh yeah, this is also happening too. The central banks around the world are announcing joint action to boost the dollar liquidity on global markets. All of them: Bank of Japan, ECB, Bank of England, Bank of Canada, and the Swiss National Bank. Yeah, this also happened too. Swiss National Bank lost $143 billion last year, but just gave Credit Suisse $55 billion loan that they'll never see again. Another $100 billion in liquidity for UBS takeover Credit Suisse. This is what I was telling you a second ago. Guys, gals, there's a lot of stuff in here. I shared a lot of stuff. Anyways, let's come back over here. Let's go back over here. Go here. Hang on just a second. I want to see this real quick. It is standby. Hang on. Doop. So I want to know what's going on with JP Morgan. Anybody want to go and know what's going on with JP Morgan? Yeah, this is I'm going to retweet this guy right quick. Stand by. We're going live here, and I'm sorry. JP Morgan is in the process of... Yeah, here we go. I wanted to show... This is what I was looking for. Banking, the U.S., the Fed Emergency Loan Program, which just stood itself up, could inject up to $2 trillion into the banking system per JP Morgan. Do y'all understand that is helicopter money, quite literally, and what happens with helicopter money? Well, if you go over to my company's website, astroblockchainconsulting.com, go over to resources, and under the resources, go all the way down to required education. And right here, Mike Maloney, I have his permission to have this on my website. I wanted you guys to see it. This takes you directly over to his YouTube page, and it takes you directly into a 10-part series of what money is, how money works. If you have time to listen to this, watch it, etc., great. Kids can watch it and they understand it. It's great. It's fantastic. Perfect education. At first, by the way, he hates crypto and now he loves it, but you'll get that as you read through it. Wrong button. I didn't mean to do that. Hang on. Didn't mean to click it. I'm all over the place today, guys. Squirrely day. Anyways, yeah, go check that out if you'd like. We do multiple consultations, business to business related stuff. So fun times for sure. So throw it in the live chat or in the comments below. Who thinks the Fed is going to raise interest rates this week? Type of 1, if you think they're gonna raise them. Type of 2, if you think they're going to leave them alone, or type of 3, if you think they're going to cut rates and continue with their quantitative easing. So throw that in the comments below or in the live chat here that's running as well. I would love to see what that looks like there. So interesting that just happened here. Let's go over here real quick. Did y'all see this? JP Morgan, and let's pull this up over here. JP Morgan, Deutsche Bank must face lawsuits after the connections here. Yeah. So the U.S. judge on Monday said JP Morgan Chase must face lawsuits by the U.S. Virgin Islands accusing the bank of enabling the late financier. I need to come up with a nickname for him. The judge also said JP Morgan and Deutsche Bank must face lawsuits by 2 women who said that guy abused them and always accused the banks of enabling his disgusting awfulness. So, just so y'all know, this is there. That's coming down the pipe. I've told y'all, I said this a couple weeks or last week when this first started. If JP Morgan is going to fall, and I don't know if it's because of that stuff or if it's because of other things, they're too big to fail bank. The Federal Reserve actually going to step in and do what they can't. Y'all, the Fed's plan, the central bank's plan, is to own all the banks and then license them out as Federal Reserve licensed banks. That includes the 4 big banks. Those 4 big banks, by the way, they're going to have problems, bad problems. And y'all need to understand this is coming down the pipe. We are going to see a collapse like we've never seen before. So, what does all this mean, Papa Joe? Why do you talk about this stuff all the time? I talk about it all the time. And I say this stuff all the time because right now, Bitcoin is proving, even though it's slightly down today, Bitcoin is proving to be the exit strategy, just like I said it would be. Gold and silver are fantastic methods to save and protect your purchasing power. Good luck finding any now. Gold broke $2,000. Silver broke, what was it, 22 and some change over this last little piece here. When the derivatives fail, and they will, when the bonds fail, and they already are, when the credit default swaps fail, which they already are, if the bank can't provide you money or return on your investments or your actual silver, then they are illiquid. They're defaulting. They all will. It's a game of musical chairs. And they're all trying to grab a chair right now. I've told y'all many times. This is how you get out and protect yourself. This is how you do it. Yes, it's down today. Everyone's like, oh, Papa Joe, you're in blah, blah, blah. No. If that continues its trajectory because of liquidity that's not available in it, I told y'all, once it gets to a certain point, you'll be able to check off your thing, how much it will go. There's a guy out there right now. He's on Twitter. He's all over the place. Let me see if I can find it safely. Still sorry about that, guys. I don't know how that happened, but it did. You've got to love it when people are turd buckets like that, don't you? No. Notice the sarcasm, please. Notice the sarcasm. There it is. Let's bring this back over here. The road to $1 million Bitcoin. 90 bars, 90 days. If the bars continue to run, volume at 1.7 million. Guys, gals, the system's going to fail. It is failing. If it continues to fail, which I think it will, you will see Bitcoin in particular run like we've never seen it before. And I am curious to see if it will actually hit $1 million. There's somebody out there betting that it will. And I will see if I can find that real quick here. There's a lot of people who actually think it could. If it does, you know what? Amazing. If you're holding it, great. You know why that happens? Hyperinflation and people fleeing the dollar. The thing is that silver and gold, the silver and gold dealers, the silver and gold markets, they want dollars. Or they want the fiat currency of whatever their nation is. That's what they want. If you go and buy a silver ounce or a gold ounce of gold. Now, if you think about Bitcoin, Bitcoin does not care what the fiat money is. It will absorb it. It is a sponge sitting in the ocean, and it will absorb it. It does not care because there is nobody saying, I want dollars for this, or I want euros for this, or I want rubles for this, whatever. There's no one saying that because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it is base money. It is how you actually get out of the system. I want more and more people to be freed from this crap. I want y'all to be safe from this. I want people to be protected from this. We are heading into a meltdown of epic proportions. And it's funny, the word epic, it means heroic. So how is a meltdown and epic actually go together? I have no idea, but people use the term, so I'm using the term. This is one little thing here, and then we'll kind of check out for their afternoon. Uninsured deposits by bank. BNY Mellon. 97% of their deposits are uninsured. SVB was 94%. State Street, 91%. Signature Bank was 90%. Northern Trust, 83%. Citigroup is 77%. HSBC, 73%. First Republic Bank, which is in trouble now, is 68%. East West Bancorp, 66%. This should be an interesting week, very much so. As we prepare for the Fed meeting, you guys said that they're going to raise rates. They kind of have to. They kind of have to. If they don't raise rates, we're screwed. We are. It's not going to be pretty. It is not going to be pretty, y'all. All right, let's run through and say hey to everyone. We got Lithia in the house. What's going on? Thanks for being part of the show. Tom, how's it going, man? Thanks for being here. It is a beautiful, fantastic, wonderful day, man. We got Johnny Mattis. What is up? Appreciate it, man. From the desert. Look at this. Look at this. Evan, can't raise. They can't raise. I actually think that they're going to sit still. That's my vote is I think the Feds are going to sit still. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. If they raise rates, man, it's going to be crazy. Let's see here. Where are we? We got Tim. What's going on? Thanks for being here today. It's a great day for sure. We got Larry in the house. What's up? Thanks for being part of the show. Who else is in the house today? We've got Truth. I'm gonna go with Seeker. There you go. What's going on, man? Thanks for being here and checking in. Appreciate it. Just pressed a bunch of zeros. Yeah, that's really all it is. A bunch of zeros passing through a computer. It really is. It really is. All right, guys and gals. It is going to be an interesting week. It may actually be a very hard week for a lot of people. I have tried to wake my friends and family up. If you're watching this, friends and family, please listen. This system is dead. It's dying. You have a very small window to protect the assets you do have, if you have any at all, and you're going to have a hard time getting it out of this system. You already will. Go try and pull cash out of a bank right now. Good luck. I don't mean to be weird or anything like that, but in all seriousness, like, good luck. It's going to be hard. It's going to be very hard. And what happens tomorrow and the next week, what happens from tomorrow through next week is going to be very crazy. Don't freak out. It's going to be good. Those of us who've been paying attention will look at it and go, finally, it's happening. I think it might be. I could be wrong. Probably am wrong. I don't want to say anything is happening. Anything will be happening. Anything isn't going to happen. It's going to be pretty crazy, guys. Just be ready. Just be ready. All right, so Patreon this afternoon, maybe a little late. I have a meeting to write it when I stop. To prep for the meeting or prep for the show. So it's when I can't move. So bear with me. It will be a later Patreon show today. So or I can maybe do one earlier, but probably won't have time to do it earlier. If I do, I'll send it out to the Telegram channel, which is private to the Patreon, and it is an amazing group. Y'all found some crazy, amazing stuff this past weekend, and I love it. It's great. You'll have a conversation. It's fantastic, and I love what y'all share in there. So don't stop. Keep going. I do appreciate it. And if you want to be part of the Patreon, it's $5 a month. It's not a lot. Those of you in there, you guys are amazing. Thank you. So anyhow, check it out. Love you guys. Be blessed. Take it easy. Talk to you later.